What's today? Today is in LA it's Monday, right? In LA it's Monday, Monday night. Yeah.
Another time?
No, 7 o'clock.
It's 7 o'clock. Hello.
Good morning, Mario. How are you?
Good morning. Where are you?
Shalom min haaretz.
Where?
Shalom min haaretz.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good morning then.
Good morning. Good early morning. Exactly. Everything okay?
Everything okay? So what time is it by
Touring
you
was
now?
good.
It's 9 hours?
Sorry?
Is it 9 hours ahead where you are?
9 hours. Yeah, 9 hours. So it's 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock.
Wow.
I figure if Ernie can get up to give the shiur, I can get up to listen to it.
Hey, where are you in Israel?
Yes.
Well, I just saw you 2 days ago. When
This is the era of fast transportation.
so where are you?
Sorry?
Where are you?
Yerushalayim, down the street from your son.
On Keren Yisod?
Karen, your son.
Please go in there and say Shalom Aleichem.
I will do that. I will
Yep.
do that.
Is that where your apartment is?
Well, we rented an apartment just up the street.
Up the
On
street. You know who else just called me from there? Ivar Geft is right there.
yes,
Too. He told
yeah,
me
I
he's
know.
right
We're
next.
meeting with him. We're meeting with him on Motzei Shabbos.
He called me today, and he told me he's there too.
Very good.
Never moved there. He goes to the kollel in Yeshurun every morning.
Yeah, him and what's his name?
You know
Harry
that
Wiseman.
Ernie. There's a kollel at Yeshurun.
Yes, he goes to that.
Yeah. So I talked to him about that as well. Sounds like a fabulous idea to me.
Right.
What's the idea?
To sit and learn there in the morning.
You know, in Yaakov's shul, there's also a kollel of Balabatim who learn at that KBM minion.
Yeah.
So yeah, of like little older Balabatim, he told me.
Yeah, but this kollel is supposed to be very good because you can go, if you want English, you want Hebrew, whatever you want there, they have it. Apparently it's like very well attended. Also, there's some women there as well sometimes. I don't know exactly. He told me the whole thing.
Okay, pay test 89 Ahmed Aleph. So the Kesher Elyon Deraisa, so if you're going to hold at the top, not by tzitzis, is Deraisa Garuv Oimed. So again, we have no tzitzis at all. Yachi Tefillin Nami. We're trying to figure out how do you add a fifth element to the fourth element. He said with tefillin, you have the same problem. If you add four and you bring a fifth, well, the four batim remain tefillin. The other thing is like having a book on your head. So you wouldn't be chayv anything. And the yovid chamisha bati, if you make it from the chatchila 5, it's garuv oimidu. It's not tefillin. So Rav Zera base chitzon ein roa sa'avir. If, for example, the leather of the tefillin of the shalrosh is covered by something like paper, then posel. So by adding this thing, it posels it with this hosaf, and that's why. How did we start? Chomer b'divrei Torah, b'divrei Torah. But the ikar is b'divrei Torah. They did the Zaken Mamre did some modification of a rabbinic detail. Mishnah. Ein memisno solo bebeis din shebeiro. When they adjudicated the Zaken Mamre to be put to death, they didn't put him to death in the Beis Din of his city. V'lo bebeis din sheyavne. Now, after the Churban, Rav Yochanan Zakkai requested from Vespasian that the Sanhedrin moved to Yavne. Tein li Yavne v'chachamea. So there was a Beis Nagadol there, but it didn't have the power for that Beis Din to execute a Zaken Mamre. Ela malnos al Beis Din Nagadol shebushalayim. U'mishamer no so ad regel. That means when they declared somebody to be a Zaken Mamre, they would put him in prison until the next Yontif. U'memisno so beregel. They would execute him in Yontif when a lot of people were in Yerushalayim. Shenemar, v'chol ha'am yishmeu v'yira'u v'lo yizidunot. It was supposed to be a deterrent. People.
There's no Isser on killing on Yom Tov. I mean, how do you do that?
They didn't kill him on Yontif. They killed him Chol Hamoed.
That's not what it says.
Ada regel, meaning until people came up Aliyah regel.
Okay, it could be.
You can't kill Shabbat on Shabbos and Yontif because you can't make it Chavola, but on Chol Hamoed you can kill him, or the day before Yontif, or the day after. You know what I'm saying? When a lot of people had come for Sholosh Golim to be in Yerushalayim. That's the Rabbi Kiva. Rabbi Yehuda ain't man in his din. Normally, when Beis Din voted to execute somebody, they killed him that day because there's something called Inu Yasadin, like prolonging his until he's killed. He's going to be worried, so you're supposed to kill them right away. So Rabbi Yehuda doesn't like this idea of waiting until the next regel. So how do they inform everybody? They write and they send shlichim everywhere. Ish ploni mischayv misa beis din. That this person was mischayv misa and was killed in Beis Din. Toner Rabbanan. Ein misa solo beis din should be irov lo beis din should be yavna. Elamanos lo beis din agadol should be Yerushalayim. They brought him to Yerushalayim. U'mishamnos on a regel. They kept him until the next Yontif. U'misnos so beregel shnemar v'chol ha'am yishmu v'yiro div Rabbi Kiva. Amar lo Rabbi Yehuda. Chinemar yiru v'yiro. It doesn't say they should see. But lo nemar yishmu v'yiro. They hear and be afraid. Lama ma'anin din shel zeh. Why are we torturing this guy? Elam emisnos so miyad. You kill him right away. The koisvin v'sholchem b'chol mokom. Then they sent telegrams everywhere. Ish plonin is chayv misa bebeis din. That this person was adjudicated to death and was put to death. Ton Rabbanon. Four types of people that are executed, you have to inform the public. Hamesis, the person who convinces people to worship Avodah Zarah. Ben Soro More, a rebellious son. Zaken Mamre, the rebellious Zaken. The Eidim Zomimim. Why? Bekuluk Sibu v'chol ha'am or v'chol Yisrael. So you have to inform the people. Be'edim Zomimim ksiv v'anishorim. Those that remain. The local ha'am chazul sadusa. Because women cannot serve as Eidim. Ketanim cannot serve as Eidim. So Eidim Zomim, it's not Kol Yisrael, it's only a Chelek, it's the Nishorim. Mishnah. Navi Sheker, we said is killed with Chenek. What does that mean? Hamisnami Bashalosh Shama. He gives over a Nevuah that he didn't hear from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Or Mashalo Nemerlo. Let's say the Nevuah was said to another Navi, but wasn't said to him. So that's a Navi Sheker. And in these cases, Misoso Bidei Adam. this is capital punishment with chenek. Aval akoivish es nevuaso. Somebody who kept his nevuah inside, did not want to prophesize publicly, like Yonah. V'amavato divrei hanavi. Somebody hears the words of a navi and he makes a bizoyan from it. The navi sha'avar divrei atzmo. A navi was told to do something, and he didn't do it. So in these cases, misoso b'dei shemayim. Bezdin doesn't kill him. Hashem takes care of him. Shenema. It says in these parshios about Nevi'im, V'haya ish asher lo yishma el divrei asher yidaber b'shmi anochi adrosh nimo. Whoever doesn't listen to the navi who I speak to, I will take care of him. Now, Amisnabi b'shem avodah zara. Somebody says a nevuah in the name of an avodah, and he says, "Kach amar avodah zara." This is what the avodah zara says. Afilu kivin es halacha, and even though he said the correct halacha, for example, l'tami satami l'tar sator, the navi said the correct din. He's chayv misa. Then we say abal leishasish, adultery. When are you considered Nashas Ish? That you don't get killed with skila, as you would if you had relations with a girl who was a rasa, had kiddushin only, or nara marasa. Kivan shenichnas l'rishus habal in the sui. Once she enters the rishus of the baal, means she goes under the chuppah. Aval bishlo nivela. She's still a basula. She has not had relations with her husband. Aboalet nidim bechenek. At this point, she's not a nara mayrasa, which is treated with skila. Once she goes into the rishus of the baal, like an Eishes Ish, which is just entering the chuppah, if you have adultery with such a woman, you're killed with chenek. Now, zomeme bas kohen. You have Adim that testified at a bas kohen that she was mezaneh. Now, the din of a bas kohen is with sreifa. And let's say the Adim were made zomimim. Now, normally with Adim zomim, you give them the punishment that they tried to give to the person they were giving testimony about. But in the case of Adim zomim by bas kohen, they are killed with chenek. And boyala. The same thing, the man who has relationship with the bas kohen, he doesn't get skila, only she gets skila. Excuse me, she gets sreifa. The boyala gets chenek, like the Edim Zomimim. Whenever we give punishment to Edim Zomim, we give them the same punishment that they wanted to do to the accused. Except if they give testimony about a bas kohen or a man who lived with a bas kohen, that even though the bas kohen is killed with sreifa, the Edim are killed b'chenek. Ton Rabbanan. Shloisha, 3 types of nevi'ei sheker are misosim b'dei adam. Get capital punishment. Ushloisha misosim b'dei shemayim. Hamisnabi mashalo shama. He made up the nevuah, didn't hear it. Umashalo nemer lo. Oh, he says over a nevuah that was said to another person. Or vasnabi b'shem avodah zara. You say a nevuah in the name of an avodah zara, misosa b'dei adam. Now, hakovish is nevuah, so you hold back your nevuah. V'mavatel divrei navi. You're mavaze what the navi said. The navi sha'avar al divrei atzmo. The navi was supposed to do something, he didn't do it. Misosa b'dei shemayim. How do you know all this? Amir Amarav. The Amar Kra. Ach hanavi asher yazid l'daber davar b'shmi asher lo tzivisi l'daber. Person says something in the name of God that he hadn't been told. Asher daber b'shem li'machirim, or he says it in the name of a foreign god. Then umeisa naviyahu. That navi will be put to death. How do we darshan? Ach hanavi asher yazid l'daber davar b'shmi. He makes something up that he didn't hear. means something was said to his fellow Navi, not to him. So Zeh Misnabi Mashalo Nemar Lo. Somebody who said over a Nevuah that wasn't said to him. In all these, it says Umeis Naviyahu. Whenever the Torah uses the word Umeis, Kol Misa Amur B'Torah Stam Ein Alachenek, means Chenek. Now, a Koivish is Nevuah, so he was given a Nevuah and he didn't want to reveal it. Hamavatel Divrei Navi. He's Mavazeh the Divrei Navi. The Navi Shover al Divrei Atzmo. He was told to do something, he didn't do it. Is Misasam B'dei Shemaim D'chsiv. V'haya Isha Shelo Yishma El Divarai Asher Yidaber B'Shmi Anochi Adrosh Mimo. Kari Bei Lo Yashmiya. So it's not just Yishma, but it's Yashmiya. That's somebody who heard, but his koivesh is nevuah. And he doesn't mashmiya, he doesn't pronounce his nevuah. The kori be lo yishma el divarai. And he's is mevaza what was revealed through a navi. Uksiv anochi adrosh mimo, which is misa b'dei shemayim. Now, the Gemara gives us some examples, which we are familiar with from learning Malachim. Ha-misnabi mashalo shama. Kigon Tzidkiyahu ben Knana. By Achav. He told Achav, Vayaslo Tzidkiyahu ben Knana karne baza. Tzidkiyahu made for him these horns of steel. Vayomer, Ko amar Hashem be'ela tenagachas aram ad kolosam. With these, you will use to destroy Aram. This is a pasuk in Divrei Yomi, but we referred to it when we learned about Acha. Now, Maya V'leila Mevid, Ruach Navos Atiyata, the spirit of Navos that Achav killed, sort of caused Tzidkiyahu to make a mistake, because it says Vayomer Hashem, Mi Fates Achav. Who was going to go to seduce Achav? Vayal vayipol b'ramas gilad. Vayetzei haruach vayamon lifnei Hashem vayomer ani afatenu. The ruach said, "I will seduce him." Vayomer tefateh v'gam tuchal tzei v'asekein. Omer my tzei. Why didn't he just say do it? Meaning say mimichitzasi. Because he was going to do something which was a dvar sheker. So he's not fit to stand in the mechitza of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so he said, say. My ruach, what's this ruach? Amar Rav Yochanan, ruach shel Navos HaYisraeli. Achav and Izebel had killed Navos HaYisraeli, who was at Tzaddik. And the ruach wanted to be menakem to take revenge against Achav. So this ruach was sent by Hashem to confuse the Nevi'im. So why would the Nevi'im get into trouble? Hashem tried to trick them. They were not mezidim. So the Gemara says, Avalei Lameidik. The Navi had to check. Sometimes multiple Nevi'im will speak on the same subject with different language, but Vein Shnei Nevi'im is Navi b'signon echad. Two Nevi'im will never say the same language. Like Ovadia the Navi said, Zodon libchei siecha. And Yirmiyah gave the same concept, but he said it in different words. Tfilascha yisi otcha zodon libecha. But all these Nevi'im by Achav, Midikamri Kula Kador, they all said the same language. Alevi Tzalta, V'nos Hashem B'yad HaMelech. That was a simon that there was a Nevuah Sheker. So he should have known better. Maybe Dilma Maybe he didn't know. Maybe Tzidkiyahu ben Knana didn't know this halach Rav Yitzchak. So that can't be, says the Gemara, because Yehoshaphat Avahasam. Melech Yehoshaphat, who was the Kohen Gadol, was there. I'm sorry, Yehoshaphat was the Melech Yehuda, was at Tzaddik. And he told them, Vayomer Yehoshaphat, Ha'ein po Navi Lashem od? Isn't there here a Navi Lashem? And Omer Le, Achav said, Ha'ika Kolani. We have a lot of Nevi'im. So, but no. Kach mekublani beis abi abo. I received a Masorah from my base David. Signon echadon l'kam neviim. That different neviim can talk through with different language about the same concept. But the Shnei Nevi'im is not in B'signon Echad. But you'll never find Nevi'im saying the same thing. So it was not a Nevu Emes, and Tzidkiyahu ben Kanana should have understood that. Okay, Hamisnabi Mashalo Nemarlo. Somebody makes up a Nevu, it wasn't said to him. Kigon Chananya ben Azur. B'koi Yirmiyahu b'shuk ay elyon. Yirmiyahu Navi was in the upper market in Yerushalayim. V'omar. Ko amar Hashem tzvakos. In an ishi bears keshes elam, I'm going to break the bow of elam. Nosa Chananya kavachomer ba'atzmo. So Chananya made a kavachomer. Ma elam shlo bo lazor's bavel. Elam were only assisting Bavel in their attack on Israel. Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu inenu shoves keshes elam, but HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, I'm going to break elam. Kazi matzma lachas kama v'kama. That the Babylonians themselves will get in the kama. So also Ihu b'shuka tachto. So he appeared in the lower market. Omar Kamar Hashem, Shibarti Ol Melech Bavel. Now that was never said to him. It was never said to Yirmiyah. He made it up. And there he died b'dei Shamayim to fulfill the din. Amar of Papa Labaya. This is not a nevu. We said in the Mishnah it has to be a nevu that was said to one of the fellow neviim that he said, but this wasn't even said to Yirmiyahu. Why is this called misnabi mashlo nemar? Omar kivin disyav kavachomer lemidrash commanded reledami. Since he learned the kavachomer, it's as if it was told to him, because minator you can learn kavachomers. But who knew the lo nemerlo? But nothing that was ever said to him was said to Yirmiyah. And he learned it with a kavachomer from the words to Yirmiyahu. Period. Then Amisnabi Shem od Azor could go Navi Abal. What's an example of a Navi who was Misnabe b'Shem of Azor? That's the Navi Abal, who said their Navius in the name of Baal. HaKoivish as Nevuah, so could go Yonah ben Amitai. Like Yonah, who was told to prophesy to Nineveh, he didn't want to go. The Amavatar Divrei Navi, someone who was Mezalzel, the words of a Navi, could go on Chavrei de Micha. Because it says, V'yisha chad b'nei Nevim, Amar al Reyehu, B'dvar Hashem ikinani Nova, Ma'ena ish la'koso. On that day, Micha prophesied that Achav was going to fall in the hands of Aram. Because Ben-Hadad had fallen into the hands of Achav, and Achav let him go. And he gave a nevuah that Achav was going to fall. Uksiv vayomer lo yana shelo shamata b'kol Hashem, hincha olech me'iti so Hashem caused a lion to appear and ate up this Navi. The Navi Shavar Divrei Atzmo could go Ido a Navi. Ido was the Navi that was sent to say that bad things were going to happen to the house of Yeravam. I was told not to eat. He was sent to the wife of Yeravam, and he said, I was told not to eat or drink. Uksiv vayomer lo gam ani navi kamocha. Uksiv vayeshev oso vayochel lachem beveis. Uksiv vayelch v'emser arye b'derech. So he went against the word of himself. He was not supposed to eat, and he listened to the Divrei Sheker to eat. We learned all of this when we learned Lachim Beis. So he was killed by the lion as a Misa B'dei Shemai. Tani Taran Kamed Rav Chizda. A koivish is nevuah loke. Somebody squashes his nevuah, he gets malchus. Ormele, mandachel tamid barbel lucky. So what do you mean? Somebody who eats worms from dates will also get malchus because he's eating shrotzim. Now, but he didn't see the worms. Why should he get malchus? So how do we know that a person was koivish's nevuah? Rabbi Chavri Nevioi. His other Nevi'im, they warn him, and they know. Now, Mino Yodi, how do they know? Rabbi T'chsiv, Ki lo yaseh Hashem Elokim davar, Kim gilas sodo, Hashem doesn't do anything until he tells his secrets to his Nevi'im. Avidim Mahadri Bey. Maybe Hashemayim went back and they don't know. If Hashem had gone back on that nevuah, he would have told all the nevi'im. By Yonah, then first he was told that Nineveh was going to be destroyed. Then they changed it and they said Nineveh was not going to be destroyed. So Yonah meikar Nineveh ne peches. They told him Nineveh is going to be like overturned. To the good or the bad, he wasn't sure. So eventually it turned out it was good. But it's not like it was switched. Somebody is mavazet the divrei navim. How do we know that he's punished for this? The yoav le ois. He's given an ois that he's a navi. Micha was not given an ois that the words came b'dvar Hashem and yet he was killed. So if he's known as a navi yadua, so he's a muhzik. Because the ilote mahachi, what about Avram Baramir Yitzchak? How did Yitzchak listen to Avram to allow himself to be shechted? There was no simon. Similarly, Eliyahu bar Carmel. When Eliyahu challenged the Nevi'ah Carmel, the Nevi'ah Baal at Har Carmel, they did shchutei chutz. How did they rely on him? Shchutei chutz is osir. Well, Eliyahu Navi was known as a known Navi. Now, the Gemara goes through some agadata of the Akedah. What is this Achar V'Meila? There was a dialogue between the son and Kodesh Baruch Hu. Avram made a party for Yitzchak. Amr son of the Kodesh Baruch Hu. Zakin zeh. You gave him a gift of a child 100 years old. From this big Suda that he made, did he offer any korbanos to you? Everything he did for his son. If I tell him to offer his son in front of me as a korban, he would do it. Hashem asked Avram, a certain king had many wars. He had Hercules, who won all the wars. Another few weeks go by as a new war. Please stand with me in this war. That all the initial wars were nothing. I've already tested you with many tests. Stay with this, fulfill this nisan. That all the other ones were not worth anything. As bincha. So Avram said, I have two sons. As yechidcha. So ze yachilimo, ze yachilimo. Each one has a mother who loves it. Asher ahavta tavai rechimilo. I love both of them. Es Yitzchak. Oh, not Yishmael. Kol kach lama, kedei shelo titarv daito alav. He sort of delayed him So he wouldn't think about what he would have to do about the shechting it. Kadmo Sotan Laderech. The Sotan was met Avram and Yitzchak on the road. Omerlo, Hanisat Davar Lecha Tile, Hine Yisart Rabim Yadayim Rafot Chazek, Koshel Yikimum Ilecha, Ki Ata Tavo Elecha Vatele. Are you having regret? Omer lo vani betumi elech. I'm going with a full heart. Omer lo halo yirascha kislascha. This yiras Hashem you're showing is foolish. If you're going to shech your son, you're not going to have everybody to follow you. Omer lo zechor na miu naki ovad. Hashem is a tzaddik, and his mishpat is yosher. Even the chazal koshamali, the Sultan saw that Avram wasn't listening to him. Omerlo the Elai diber yigonev vatikachos nishemetz mineu kach shamati machrei pargud haselo oilav en yitzchak lo. The Sultan reveals to Avram, in the end you're not going to have to offer your son. You're going to only offer a sheep. Omerlo, maybe you're right, but kach en shul shubadai shafilo omar emes en shomin lo. A person who is an evil person is punished that even when he says the truth, nobody listens to him. I don't believe you either. I'm going to still follow what Hashem told me. Rav Levi Omar, Achar Dvarov Shal Yishmael Yitzchak, that there was some dialogue between Yishmael and Yitzchak. Amar lo Yishmael Yitzchak, Ani gadol mimcha b'mitzvahs. I'm greater than you in mitzvahs. Sha'ata milata malta ben shmonis yamim. You were 8 years old. You didn't have any consciousness. Vani ben shloshes rishon. I was already a gadol. I accepted it. Amar lo, but uvever echad atam megarabi. You're challenging me with one limb. Im omer li HaKadosh Baruch Hu zevach chatz b'cholofon ani zover. If Hashem says shecht yourself, I'm prepared. Miyad v'alim nisas Avraham. Okay, we'll stop here because this starts a new sugya that will continue tomorrow. Tomorrow, the same thing, 7 o'clock.
All right.
And then Surba will be 8 o'clock. Volume 18. The new volume. We'll see you, Abe. Thank you for signing
Okay.
on.
Thank you.